Right,
Well, then I
right.
guess you ban the alts, then, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
because it's not like, I mean, okay, if you have, let's say in IRL, you open a club for model trains, right? Right, you open a club for model trains, and like you guys you're all like really dedicated to model trains, and this is something I have no interest in, so I'm not using this as an example for my own life. But I know there's people that are really into model train building and building model train sets. So you have a model train building club, and you guys get together once a week or maybe once every other day. Who knows how often you get together? And you get together in real life, and you talk about model trains and like your favorite trains and the trains you just bought and stuff like that. And then this one guy comes into it, and he just wants to, and he just starts, and he's like, but trains are just are just a way the devil uses to like push coal into our souls so that we can be taken over by demons, and like
Oh.
won't let anyone else talk, and just like goes on, and like it's fine if that person comes in, maybe says that one time or something like that, and you can just kind of ignore them.
Yeah, or
But
they
if they
spam
just
the
yell,
chat with it.
if they come on the street, if they, I'm saying this is in real life, so if they were like actually in the room and they're yelling over everybody and they're making it impossible for anyone to talk about what they want to talk about, which is model trains, then you understand why that person would need to be removed from that club, right? I mean, it's not
Right.
like you're being hateful. It's just like that's not the purpose of the club, right? That's not what we're here for. And it's not that we want to be mean to you, man, but like you're not contributing to the model train conversation.
And
And
Robbie's position on this, and when I try to talk to him and try to get him on to like this show, for example, his position is, well, these are the people that we have here right now. And I keep throwing my hands up in the air like, Robbie, the internet's like worldwide, right? It's like everywhere. There's like people all over the internet, all over the place. You don't have to settle for the same group of culty weirdo friends that you got there. You can network out a bit, buddy.
He was
yeah,
on here the other day for a little while.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. He came
and I
up and
like
introduced himself at
and
the
I like
end.
Robert. I like him.
Yeah,
He's a good
he's a
guy.
good he's a good guy. He means well, and he
Yeah, he
wants.
was almost too good. I wonder how long he would last here.
Well, he got himself out of this little left extremist lefty cult that goes
Oh,
around online, like doxing people and harassing people and that. And they hate me for giving him the push that he needed, along with a couple other people. But um, they make memes about me and shit every day. It's kind of funny, um, but yeah, like he's still kind of teeter tottering back and forth on the whole just cut them off, dude. They're not that important people. Like they're just gonna come in here, insult you, insult me, and whoever you have up on panel, and it's just not conducive for new people coming into your channel to even want to chat if they just see a fucking shit show. That's my opinion. But he gave me mods in the channel, and I'm trying to respect what his wishes are. But at the same time, like it's just ban them, dude. Quit fucking around.
yeah. I don't. Yeah, I don't fuck around either.
Like I'm sure if they
I
came
don't
into
want my
here
audience
and
harassed,
right,
and that's
and
usually when I start blocking them.
well, and
Yeah,
I'm
and that
they
is the
came
main
into
thing.
here and started saying, what do they say? They say Jeff jerks dogs or whatever. I'm sure you would probably take care of that, in a pretty quick heartbeat. Just
People
like
can come out. People can come on and say whatever they want about me. They can say whatever they want about Jeff. As far as I've seen, I've never seen Jeff get really butthurt by anything that people say about him. People make fun of him. People make fun of me, and I don't give a shit. You can make fun of me all day long. I grew up with a very acerbic kind of community of friends that like we razz each other pretty hard about things. I mean, like
yeah. I mean, I could take it to a point.
we were real assholes to each other growing up, but like it was in good faith, good spirits of thing. So I can deal with that kind of shit. Whenever you go
Yeah,
against when you go against the audience that we have here, when you go against specific people like in the comments and stuff like that, that they clearly don't know each other or anything, they just start like attacking them, or you go against our families or something for some sort of reason. Yeah, and Frank, you can make fun of me all you want, man. I don't give a shit. Like, I mean, you can hurt my feelings. Like, you can try to hurt my feelings if you want to. It's not a big deal to me. I am very I've got some Teflon skin. Okay,
well,
I
and
am
there's a
very.
point to that still, Chris, because I mean, I know I can take people making fun of me or how I look or my balding hairline all they want all day long, but like when they start like throwing out like, oh, you're a pedo, you fuck your dogs, et cetera, that's where it kind of pisses me off. And this is my spare time, this is my fun time. I don't want to spend my time reading that shit, so I'll just go somewhere else. So
I mean, yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
That's true. I mean, but if people, but like if people want to say that kind of shit about me, they better bring some receipts because I already know it's not true. They can't prove it. They can't do anything about it. Like it's just a bunch. It's pretty facile. It's like it's really pathetic too. Is what it comes down.
Oh, I know.
Unless somebody has some sort of concrete proof and they start throwing PDF file around like shit like that,
Yeah.
then like they better come with some receipts. That's some serious shit. And I will. I mean I don't have the money to, but if I could probably find a pro bono lawyer to go after somebody like that
Oh
if I
yeah. I
had
mean,
to,
it's not really worth it most of the time, Chris. I mean, these people they
It's
made
not.
there's a
It's
bigger
not. But you need
streamer they go
a
after
cease and
too.
desist.
They made
Yeah.
a fake profile on a site called FetLife for this guy Tommy Temper, and like tried to make everybody think that he was a dominatrix and stuff. And yeah,
That's kind of funny.
I don't know if you guys know Tommy Temper, but he's like a right wing sort of conservative streamer, small streamer in Canada, and that, and it was meant
And
to be
you
embarrassing.
and you're sure it wasn't real?
Well, man, I mean, I can identify bullshit pretty easy, and especially like when
I'm
all
sure it was.
all
I'm
the
sure it
pictures
was.
were used were publicly available on his community page. So I mean,
I'm sure it
somebody
was. I'm
literally
sure
went
it
went
was.
down went down his community page and took all these pictures and like wrote up this fake profile of how he wanted to dominate. He was a successful business owner with a whatever. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was kind of, I thought it was just funny, but like
Yeah. All I
they really
know
stuck it to him.
all I know is that like among certain some of the bigger right wing streamers, and I'm not going to name names, but I've definitely got a real cucky vibe off a few of them, and I mean sexually cucky vibe
I'm not
off a
saying that
few
it
of them.
doesn't happen. And then my one friend,
And I'm not saying that it's true. It's just like there's just been like a vibe I get off some of those guys. It just makes me see. Just I can
From
just
who?
I
right
oh
wing
I'm not gonna say I'm
conservative.
not gonna name names. I don't want to spread
No, I mean
misinformation.
from where? Like from neat TV people?
Right
I bet
wing.
you Ben Shapiro's into some kinky stuff.
Really, I don't get that vibe from not really him, not really him. If you name a couple others, there's
Nick
another.
Fuentes. Give us an example of
Oh,
one of them.
Okay, Nick
Oh, that
Fuentes is
guy's
a yeah.
trash. Fuck Nick Fuentes.
That guy's trash, and
He's fucking trash.
he probably enjoys getting like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
he
gonna
hangs out with a
provide.
guy named Catboy Cammy in there. Like he's
Do
a
you get cook energy from him?
I don't know if you guys know who Catboy Cammy is, but he's a
No.
super racist from New
Okay.
Zealand, and they're fucking trash. It's just basically I can't really repeat any of the stuff that they say, but they're trash, and that Nick Fuentes is in that category.
Let's say, even though I like some of his campus stuff, this might give you a clue.
Jordan
But
Peterson.
no. I don't get that vibe. Jordan Peterson is like one of the few I actually think is pretty straight up about things. I
I get
actually
cook energy from him.
really okay. Well, I get that energy from
Beta cook.
Stephen C.
Stephen Crawford?
No, Stephen Crowder. Okay, fine. I'll say it, Stephen
Crowder. Well,
Crowder.
yeah, that's who I meant. Crowder. The one that does the
Stephen.
change my mind
Yeah,
videos.
Steven Crowder, like not it has changed my mind stuff. He's actually fairly like I think he's actually comes across really well on his show. He gives me this real like insecure like kind of guy that needs to like gets his balls stomped on at night kind of thing. But maybe I'm wrong about that. Who knows? I'm probably wrong. I am definitely wrong about it. Actually, I want to say I'm definitely wrong about all this. I don't have any inside information.
Why do
I
you
did
say it?
just because like
Is it
we were
your
talking
writer's brain just thinking through things?
I just like just like watching the guy, just like his kind of whole like his whole demeanor. He just gives me that vibe. It's just like a vibe thing. It's nothing. It's nothing more than that. And I'm not saying it's true. I do know there was a right wing streamer that
Vibes channel.
I did read actual I did like I was investigating something else. Like he used to do a show with Sydney Watson. Did you ever know Sydney Watson is? She's pretty cool. She's a former Australian. She lives in Texas now. She's a right wing right wing kind of like content type stuff. And she's like a really nice person. But she used to do a show with this guy on the Blaze, and I didn't even wasn't even looking for it, but I ran across like some like archive Discord chat things or something that like that guy is a real stone cold like actual like perverted freak. So like I'm not naming names though.
I
You can
read
figure it
part
out if
of
you want.
Jordan Peterson's book, and I couldn't get over how the first half of the entire book I felt like this guy was just just crying, man.
You
I
talking
mean,
about maps of meaning or the running the rules?
it's actually, it was an audiobook that's on my MP3 player, and I can't remember the name of it, but he
Probably
was in
12 rules for life for
yes,
the second one
that's
problem.
what it is. It was I guess it starts out with him, and he kept saying he was near death and weak and sick, and he was in a hospital in Russia or something, like some.
That's the new one. That's the newest one. That's the 12 more rules for life.
Okay.
Order of Chaos. Yeah, I've read them. And I have to admit, like, his writing isn't as strong in his latest book because he's been through a lot of stuff. But if you go back and read Maps of Meaning, man, Maps of Meaning
Okay.
is just some good fucking philosophy stuff. I mean, it's just
Well,
solid psychoanalysis and philosophy.
I'm not trying to
I
sound too intellectual. I do the audiobooks because I have headphones in at work, so
I
I've
think you
listened to a
I
lot
think
of audiobooks.
I think you can find an audiobook of him reading it himself too, and like because he did it he did Maps of Meaning also as a series of lectures on YouTube too that you can find, and they're completely worth listening to. He talks a lot about like it's very similar like Joseph Campbell's kind of stuff about like the archetypes about writing and fiction, and the archetypes we find in fiction and like how they relate to real life and he makes it make he it's kind of intellectually deep at times, but I mean I really do see it on the same level as I think that one book is probably the closest thing to like a book from C.S. Lewis that has been put out in our time. I don't mean like Chronicles of Narnia, Spatial. I mean like but
Okay.
his philosophical books, theological type books. Like it's a very academic, intelligent study of archetypes in society, and I think it's completely worth listening to or reading or whatever you do with it. So.
I'll check it out. I just finished up the last Lord of the Rings, and you know what, man? The movies were great and all, and there's a lot of they're
Very
like what?
different from the books, though.
Yeah, we missed out on the Lord of the Rings Neo, man. You know who I'm talking about, right? The Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, I know.
And
But
why? Why
you
did
got
they
to,
leave him out? And
well,
so, I mean,
they put him in the Hobbit, and look how that turned out. So
oh, he was in the Hobbit. I don't even remember seeing him in the Hobbit.
yeah, maybe it's just the extended cut of the Hobbit. I don't remember, but he's in the Hobbit, and it's as goofy as I don't know. Tom Bombadil is not my favorite character, but I mean, I
Oh, he was
I
definitely
think
my favorite character in the book.
I think he serves a purpose, and I think he serves a metaphorical purpose in the book. But
Yeah,
he's kind of goofy comic relief to a
right,
degree.
right.
But
And every time he talks, it busts out into a song.
yeah, I know. I mean, I have to. I give Peter Jackson a lot of credit for his adaptation of Lord of the Rings because if you were to make I mean, a true to the book adaptation of Lord of the Rings, it would be each one of the three books would be 16 hours long, and it would mostly consist of hobbits eating. So
Eh,
you you have to
They did eat
you
a
have
lot in the book. They talked about eating a lot in the book.
yeah. It's most of the book. Most of
I
the
know.
book
I'm
is talking
listening to
about
this
hobbits
book
eating.
like, ah, man, I kind of want to go to the snack machine.
Hmm.
Fuck. But yeah, I mean, they were really good to listen to, and
Oh,
I don't know who
I love
narrated it,
them.
but they did a really good job with like the Tom Bombadil little tunes and stuff too, because the
If you
audiobook
are
was so much fun.
if you are a fan of Tolkien, I highly recommend Lewis. Lewis is not. I mean, the Chronicles of Narnia are the only thing that people know, but Lewis wrote novels for adults as well. He wrote. There's four specifically. There's the Space Trilogy, which is Out of the Silent Planet, Paralandra, and That Hideous Strength. And then he also wrote a retelling of the Greek myth of Cupid and Psyche called Till We Have Faces. Till We Have Faces is maybe my favorite fictional book of all time. I think it's like next to my Discordian biography movie. I always want to make the space trilogy that are like my dream projects because like I would love to see them visualized because they're just so amazing. I mean, like
Nice.
he has a vision of science fiction that is just I don't know. To me, is like the most inspiring and breathtaking view of science fiction that I've ever seen. And that hideous strength doesn't even take place in on another planet. It takes place on Earth, and it's all about like the battle for our planet, which is called Falkandra, which means the silent planet. And there's all this stuff. There's a lot of lore to it, and honestly, see, like the thing about Tolkien is that Tolkien is a brilliant world builder. Okay,
Well, yeah, I
and
mean the
and
Silmarillion was kind of hard to listen to. Like the book kind of sucked,
Silmarillion
honestly.
is it's not even a book. It's a
It's just a
Still one of my
companion.
listing.
favorites.
Really?
Yeah, I
It
love it.
feels
It's
like
Yeah.
it's just
brilliant,
a listing
but
of a family
it's not a
tree.
novel though. It's a history book. It's a dry recounting of things. It's a history book of Middle Earth, and that's what's kind of brilliant about it. I've read the Silmarillion too, and I love it. But if you find the Space Trilogy, find the Space Trilogy, or Till We Have Faces, you listen or watch those. The thing about Lewis compared to Tolkien is that Tolkien wrote one really good storybook, which that was The Hobbit. And like The Hobbit has a really great story, has a good arc to it. The Lord of the Rings doesn't have much of an arc to it. It's a lot of it's just world building and world living kind of thing. There's not much to it. It's like he gets the ring, he's got to get it to Mordor, and that's the whole arc of it. A lot of pretty much. I mean, really. I mean, if you really think about it, you can cut it. If you take even the movies, you can cut out everything from Fellowship. If you at the end of Fellowship, you can cut out all of Two Towers and the first 2/3 of Return of the King, and you get the same story. It's not the story does not really change that much over the course of those of those the middle section of it. But on the other hand, like Lewis is a much better storyteller, and his stories are philosophical and deep, and like and I don't think you have to be a Christian, or they're not particularly religious in a lot of ways. And the ways they are religious, they're very like subversively religious. I highly recommend reading them because like they're just, I don't know, to me they're some of the most I don't know. It's that I try to reread them every couple of years if I can. I just like they stay with me. I think there's just like ideas in them that you can't even like you can't even I can't even convey to you like the overall arcs of the books because they're that complicated. But
Yeah.
the first one is about a trip to Mars, where the main character, who's actually based on Tolkien. Lewis based the main character, who is Edwin Ransom. He based it on J.R.R. Tolkien. That was the character was based on his good friend Tolkien. And he's kidnapped and taken to Mars in the first book, and there's a whole story that happens there. And then the second book is about him being transported to Venus, which is called Perlandra. And on Venus is a new Eden of sorts. It's a new Eden that has a new Adam and Eve, and they have a different kind of like standard for purity as opposed to the tree type thing. They have a
Oh,
different like rule they have to, I think, and it's a philosophical battle between between basically Edwin Ransom fighting the devil about trying to convince the Eve of this world to do or not to do the thing that she's told not to do. And then that hideous strength is like this big big ballsy action movie about like this war between the two sides on Earth. And it's a great trilogy. It's brilliant. I feel like a lot of current science fiction rips it off, to be honest. And the people don't even know it. And then Till We Have Faces is just a gorgeous. Like, I mean, if you like Lord of the Rings at all, I mean Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. If you like Game of Thrones, it's much more. It's like Lord of the Rings, but it's much closer to
oh
Game of
no.
Thrones.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's wrong?
Oh, Moose is sick too.
Everybody's sick. Oh.
Well,
Yeah, I
sick,
got some
sick
sort of
or
sinus thing
struggling.
going on too. I don't know. It started yesterday. I hope it's not COVID.
Oh no.
You too, Jeff?
It's not so severe. It's just like I gotta keep blowing my nose. I have a runny nose and shit
Yeah,
repeatedly.
I get that all the time. Yeah, if you lose your taste of smell or taste, lose your sense of smell or taste, that's when you know that something's wrong. You gotta go to the doctor then. I
Yeah.
Well,
I
hi
I, I, w-
somewhere.
I wouldn't recommend like running yourself off to the ER until you lose a sense of
Nah.
smell or taste, unless you have good
You
insurance and you can
keep
just go to the doctor.
viruses.
I mean, I do have good insurance, but I don't get any time off of work for COVID anymore, or at least not any paid time off of work anymore. So I don't. It doesn't. Yeah, I won't go to the doctor. I still haven't. I've never tested positive for COVID, despite my best efforts, because I wanted a few days. I wanted 5 days paid off, but yeah, still don't have it. I tried.
Oh.
I got it, but I got it early on, and I never really. But now I just have like the long version that never goes away, that doesn't like show up on tests, but it just stays with you forever. So I'm still hopeful they're going to find it. They're going to. I looked online. I found like there's actually surgeries they can do on my ear that may actually. Several of them do completely like destroy the hearing in the ear that's affected, which would be this one. I wouldn't be able to hear out of my left ear anymore if they did them, but at the same time, it would cure the vertigo, and I can live with one ear if I could get have vertigo. So I'd be okay with that. So I would be totally cool with that. I living with vertigo is like living like it's living with car sickness all the time.
I can't imagine that, man. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
You know the feeling of being car sick, right? Like that just that head swimming, like like you drank too much and you're always on the verge of throwing up, but you can't quite throw up, kind of thing. Yeah, like that feeling is just man,
I mean, it
it's
kind of
not
sounds like,
fun.
I mean, the closest thing I can imagine, I was in space camp and they put you on the little gyro things or whatever.
You went to space camp?
Oh shit, I would have loved to go
Yeah,
to
when
space
I was
camp.
little.
I want to go to space camp so bad when I was a kid because there was a movie called Space Camp that I used to
Yep,
watch all the time as a
Fred
kid.
Savage, and they
Yes,
accidentally get
indeed.
launched into space.
Hell yeah, man!
Beavis and Butthead did that too.
Oh yeah, in the most
I
recent
watched that
movie.
Space Camp movie. I watched that Space Camp movie over and over and over again when I was a kid. I used to be obsessed with that. But then as I got older, I started learning more about space, and I was like, space is terrifying. I don't want to go to space. I don't want to go to space, and I don't want to go deep underwater. I'm terrified of deep underwater, like the stuff that James Cameron does. I'm terrified of space.
Lord Stephen Christ. What were you gonna say about space camp, Jeff?
No, it was his feeling of vertigo is like being
Oh,
on the
like when they had
gyroscope at space camp.
spun you around.
Space is
Yeah.
fake, according to Frank. Or wait, according to Frank, who says
To
it's
Lord
according.
Stephen Christ. I wouldn't listen to
Oh.
anything Frank says. Nothing should be according to Frank.
Well, I mean, he's not even saying that he thinks that. He's just saying that Lord Stephen Christ says it, whoever that is. So, Little Monsters was a Fred Savage movie.
Frank
Sure,
could be fake.
Little Monsters is a great movie too, and so is Monster Squad, which does not have Fred Savage, but I love Monster Squad. Monster Squad's a great movie.
I still
When
remember
it,
that line from the monster or from the kid who put piss in my apple juice. Like you wouldn't notice, like as soon as you open the fucking lid, that it's full of piss, man. Why would you drink it?
Monster Squad was one of my favorite movies growing up too. So, yeah. I actually noticed. If I'm not mistaken, I was looking up because I almost watched. We almost watched End of Days last night, and I was looking at. I was trying to figure out who directed it. It's this guy named Peter Hyam who also directed like 2010, like the sequel to 2001 and stuff like that. And apparently he directed Monster Squad too. I think. Unless I misread that, maybe he was just like involved in it. But I was looking at IMDb and like it apparently directed that, and I was like, holy shit, that guy directed some movies that I grew up with. So
Man, I don't know what it is about the Space Odyssey movies. There's two of them, right? And I've
yeah.
got both of them on my hard drive here, and I've tried to watch them probably a dozen times each, and every single time I zone out or fall asleep.
Oh, for
I,
the first one too?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
swear to
I'll wake
God,
up at the ends, but like I can't for whatever reason. I start watching it, and it looks really interesting, and it's kind of cool. It's real clean the way it's put together, and then I'll wake up at the end of the movie.
well, I can understand it a little bit. I even though I have watched it on DVD, like I've watched it on VHS and DVD, like growing up some, and I like them, but they are kind of slow. But like if you get a chance to see 2001 like on a re-release in a big screen type thing, if you have a theater around there that plays like old movies every now and then, I saw it on IMAX, and man, like seeing 2001 in IMAX was 100% like a different experience than seeing it. Like, I mean,
Really,
it looks so amazing on like a giant screen with a surround sound on it that it just like it sucks you. It really does. I mean, I hate to use this word, but it's so immersive. You really feel immersed in the film at that point. So
I'll have to check it out. We
yeah,
do have an IMAX around here,
I
but
mean, it
I
was slow, but it was slow. To me, it's slow in a fascinating way, where I could
yeah.
watch the slow scenes over and over and over because they were visually fascinating.
Yeah, there was a theater here that did like a Kubrick retrospective, and like the only ones I managed to like at the time I was working, so only ones I managed to have the time off to go see was 2001 and The Shining, and they were both great to see. Um, Oh yeah, it's
I
news
remember Andy Dick. He was on
news radio,
MTV back
man.
in the early '90s. They had some little sketch comedy show, and he did these characters.
Oh man, I actually just watched a little documentary about Andy Dick last night on
Really?
Turkey Tom's documentary on Andy Dick.
I,
Holy
I
shit, that is a fucking wild. Like, he's fucking basically homeless. Like all of us are doing better than Andy Dick, including you,
Yeah, he
Chris.
imploded his career.
Yeah, he's pretty much
and
broke, living in an RV with some streamer fans. He's basically an IRL streamer now.
yeah,
Maybe we can go drop in on his stream.
he was really like he really loves drugs. What can I say?
Well, that and
He
he's gropey. He likes to grope people.
yeah
More celebrity
he.
gossip.
I mean, that's according to himself. He's admitted to a lot of that stuff.
Well, hell,
I,
we saw him grab Pamela Anderson's boobs on TV on Comedy Central that one time, and I remember seeing that when I was younger. Like, holy shit, that's sexual assault.
He hasn't
yeah, Frank,
streamed in a year.
and yeah, Frank Frailty was really good. And me and Frank also watched the sessions because Frank really wanted to see
Oh,
Helen
he
Hunt's
got to see his
boobs.
boobs. Good.
And you didn't just the sessions didn't just have like a shot of Helen Hunt's boobs in them. It had multiple scenes of full frontal Helen Hunt nudity in it. So I think Frank maybe got his fill of Helen Hunt nudity for
I knew
for the year or
Chris would be
whatever.
the man to go to.
I'm telling you, if it's something you gotta like, the Maze Runner was the last time I managed halfway through. I just read down because like it just came up on my torrent site, and I just re-downloaded the Maze Runner trilogy because like I remember watching it whenever it came out, and I couldn't remember anything about it past the first one. So I was like, was it? Can I? Because I remember liking them, and like I haven't rewatched them yet, but I could not remember anything about those movies past the first one. But the Maze Runner I love the concept of the Maze Runner. Like it reminded me of an old video game I grew up with called Maze Hunter, and so like that's the reason I went to see it. But yeah, they're kind of interesting little like what like YA movies they call them. But I don't remember anything about the second or third one. So like I need to rewatch them to see if there's anything decent about them at all.
I'm not sure
I
I've
think
seen any of the Maze Runner trilogy. I thought there was just one Maze Runner with. Is that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he was a convicted criminal and
No, it's
trying?
all about teenagers. Like it's a bunch of teenagers, mostly boys, that wake up in this like they're all in like this kind of like weird like little like grove type thing, this giant wall thing where
Oh, I
the
did
door
see
and this
one of those movies.
the door opens a few hours or something like that, and like they're allowed to go in and try to like run through the maze, which has all these like dangerous creatures in it and stuff like that, and most people don't make it out alive. So they calculate a plan to get through it, and they get to the end of it, and then when they get out of it, they find this lab where everything looks destroyed and everything, and they discover something, and then I don't know what I don't remember what the second movie and third movie are about. I think they kind of just turned to kind of post-apocalyptic action movies, but I don't really remember. I would need to actually go watch them, but they haven't really been on my priority list. So
What's a movie we can watch today or a show?
I don't know. Maybe tonight. I'm gonna have to go out to. I have to when I leave. This when I get done. I forgot to mention that. I got to get off here around 3:30 because I have to go to a doctor's appointment. They just set up for me. They just did a last minute doctor's appointment for me at my local doctor. I have to go up there and do a follow up, and and then in order to get my Adderall refilled and stuff like that. And then once I'm done with that, then I should be back here. It shouldn't take more than like his appointments are usually really short, and like they never make me wait over a long time. So it's usually like I get there, I go in, it's really bing bang boom. It's not like a long time. So, so we're around 5 or so. I should be back. Good movies. So I don't know. I've been playing around with like the whole like movies from the 90s and early 2000s about demons and stuff like that. I started to watch Fallen last night, but I fell asleep. So Fallen might be a good one because it's pretty good. I didn't realize that. Is this James Gandolfini? It's got John Goodman. It stars Denzel Washington. It's about this like detective that that hunts the serial killer and puts him in jail. And like as a serial killer dies, he releases a demon, and he releases the demon that was inside of him to somebody else. And the demon starts taunting him from person to person, and like he's like it's kind of like it's a little bit. I think it's written by the same guy that wrote Seven, I want to say. So it's got like that kind of dark Seven vibe to it. It's a pretty interesting little movie. It's
Do
got a
you
good
have any
twist
with
to it.
sex demons in them?
Sex demons.
Yeah,
That is a specific.
because we were Cynthia
Um,
was leading us in a conversation on sex demons on Flo's channel last night, but I don't feel like we ever got into the meat of the
I think I
topic.
saw that, but I checked out when that happened.
Sex demons.
I mean, you mean like a
I've
succubus?
had enough
Or
sex demons in my real
you mean
life.
I know that's
succubus
what
or
I kept
incubus?
saying.
Yeah. I do remember Ghost Ghost Adventures. Remember like the Zach
With Whoopi
Baggins? Is that what I
Goldberg.
call him? I call him Zach Baggins. Bilbo Faggins, the real short little dude that hosts Ghost Adventures. There was this hilarious episode where he starts talking, where he's like, dude, I was in the bed and this incubus like it assaulted me, man. He just starts talking about this incubus, and like not realizing that incubus means a male demon, and he was like, he was talking about how it was really sexy and everything like that, and then finally somebody's like, a succubus is this female type of demon, the incubus is the male one, and he's like, oh. It's hilarious. That's like a clip I saw on the Soup a long time ago. But yeah, let me see. I don't know. I can't even think of a movie that was really. Okay. In terms of like, I don't know if it's a sex demon, but in terms of a demon that has a demon type thing that's like kind of sexual, The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp is kind
I
of a
think I
sex
did see
demon
that
thing.
one.
I can't think
vaguely
of
familiar.
many. I can't think of any movies that actually dive into sex magic or sex demons. It's not a popular
Well, Roman Polanski co-wrote it,
Ninth Gate he did,
so
yeah.
that would explain the sex demon. There'd definitely be a sex demon involved.
He's not really a sex demon though. There's just like a demon that has sex with him to like try to like to birth the Antichrist or something like that. But I mean, it's still it's like it's similar to that. That's like the only thing I could think of. Like I just looked up online. I just looked up a thing about I just looked up sex demons in movies, and like all of these are like those direct to video, like really super low budget bad movies. Like none of these are like decent. None of these are decent films. These are all like these are like the worst of the worst type of movies. Let's see here. IFC Center has a page here for Sex Demon. Maybe it's about a movie called Sex Demon. I guess it's an explicit gay
It's
version.
called Sex Demon.
Yeah, it's an explicit gay version of The Exorcist you've always wanted. Sex Demon will arouse and horrify you in ways you never imagined. Shot probably around the corner from the IFC Center, the Sex Demon will bring cinema back to the long gone days of sleaze and filth.
Hey,
Not to
I'm
be missed as
interested. Let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up. It's from 1975, so it's
Oh,
old.
it's from the. I didn't know it was from the 70s. I don't know if I'm more or less interested now.
Yeah,
There's sex, demons, and death.
Hello,
Just
Mr. Baltimore
put the
Buster.
link in the back.
How's it going, guys?
The IFC thing, yeah.
Hey, Busker, we're talking about sex demons. Do you have a sex demon story?
You just sparked. I've been rewatching the show True Blood just because I don't have anything else to really watch.
Is that the one about the vampires?
Yeah, and talk about sex, evil things, dude. Fucking evil chicks and fucking vampires and succubus.
Man, that show was 90% sex.
Yeah, totally. And blood.
And it managed to make sex so unsexy that like
I know
it almost made me want to go back to being a virgin. Like I don't know, I didn't watch much of it, but like it felt icky. It made me feel really icky. It did not make me feel like
They had plenty of gay stuff in the 70s. Stonewall was 69, and then like the leather bars and leather culture was around in the very late 60s, early 70s.
Frank, I thought gay was invented in the 90s.
Nope.
There is a movie from 1981 called The Incubus, starring John Cassavetes, who of course is a indie film
I think
icon.
I might have seen it. Let me look it up.
I'm gonna put the link in the back chat here, so you don't have to look it up.
I'm looking to conjure a sex demon. If anybody wants to get involved, let me know.
Man, I wish you luck on that journey, bro. I cannot help
make
you.
Sure, just make sure.
I'll stream it if I'm able. If I can stream, if I'm able.
Just make sure you get an incubus for yourself, not a succubus. You know.
A what? The incubus.
Make sure you want an incubus. You want a male sex demon. You don't want a female
definitely
one.
an incubus. Yeah, I'm not fucking with a succubus.
I mean, technically,
no matter what, they will drain your life and probably kill you. So just keep that in mind too. So it's not like it's not
a
like
slow process though.
Yeah, they do. They slowly will, drain you of all life. There's a movie called that I used to have. I used to have the DVD of because I bought it on a whim at Tower, and I did not know what it was. It was called La Beast or La Bête. It was a French film that I did not know was a porno at the time.
It sounds familiar.
It's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast from a porno perspective, and it's about this woman. It's hilarious. It's not like sexy in any way. It's like one of the least sexy films you will ever see. It's like got this like full on like Beauty and the Beast style like beast creature that like come and like rapes this woman and stuff like that. And it's very, very uncomfortable. It's a French film. That's kind of a sex demonish thing. At one point, the woman also masturbates with her the post on her bed. She like squats over it and does that. So there are definitely demonic sexy things out there. But I don't know. It's really weird. You think sex demons would be a more popular. Well, I mean, I guess technically, It Follows as a sex demon. It Follows as a sex demon. So there's a recent one. It Follows.
That's the name of it. It Follows.
It Follows. Have you seen It Follows? Not bad. It Follows is about a demon that is sexually transmitted. Like if you have sex with somebody that has
an STD.
Yes, it is a. It is a. If you have sex with somebody that has it, then they no longer have it, and you have it now. And then the demon will start following you around. And if you don't have sex with somebody and pass it to somebody else,
I think I caught one of those.
It will come and do the thing with you, and slap all your life out of it. So it's like it's an incubus / succubus. It doesn't seem to have a sex particularly, but it's actually demon. It's a pretty decent movie though, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad. If you haven't seen it, I definitely would recommend checking it out. It's not the movie normally that I would. It's like a movie like I'm totally down. It's on if you have Hulu, it's on Hulu already.
Oh, is that your accordion? Is that you?
I don't know, man, but like something happened. You guys started spinning something happened with my computer, so I had to shut out.
Now it's making a noise like.
Yeah, is it like a buzz?
Yeah, kind of like a buzz. I thought it was the accordion for a little while.
No, I'm sorry, but this I might have mentioned. I have a really old laptop here. It's a refurbished one. I just needed one right away. So they had a refurbished one with a CD-ROM drive that doesn't work. Imagine that, man. This thing's ancient.
Holy shit, you got a CD-ROM drive in your laptop? That thing must be 10, 15 years old at least.
Yeah, it's really old.
I have a Blu-ray burner in my laptop. How about that?
Nice.
Wow, man.
A place people really don't look for computer stuff that people ought to is fucking the storage auctions, man. I think I've told you guys before. I buy and sell like storage auctions and stuff.
Dude, we have we have a Goodwill Tech Center here in Dallas, and I've only been to it once. But like the one time, and like I went there right as they were closing, but man, they had so much shit there. It was insane. I don't know what it's like these days. I mean, I don't know if it's still even open, but man, it was crazy. Like all of the tech stuff that's donated to any of the Goodwills in the area, they all like packed it and siphoned it there to this like one place in like the middle of the town. And like they have so much shit there. They have everything from old laptops and monitors and all this stuff. I haven't had any money to even go and like even like spend like I have zero expendable cash. I have food stamps and I have enough money to pay for gas every now and then, and I don't have that very often. So
that's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's just the way life is, though, man. I'm not. This isn't me whining about it. I'm not saying like
No.
poor me. I'm just saying that's just the way it is. But I haven't had money for anything.
Well, I mean, I don't know, when you get on your feet with a little bit of extra cash, look at these storage units, man. You can buy and resell stuff out of it. Like I found a basketball card in a storage. I typically keep my budget under $50 even, and I end up with like tons of shit to sell. If you're comfortable like doing listings, like because like okay, I mean you can sell things on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and that, but meeting with people in person is so much more of a fucking hassle because then you got to wait on somebody and then you don't even know if they're going to ghost you or not. But if you go like to eBay or
yeah, I know.
Well, eBay is the main primary one I use to sell stuff, but like
I stopped using eBay because like I had a run of sales that I got on eBay for like fairly decent size, for the decent price things, and in every case like that, like the shipping or whatever like suddenly like just disappeared or something like that, and they asked for refunds and I had to refund them the money and I didn't get anything back.
yeah,
It
it's a
happened 3
buyer's
times.
market. It's easy to get
That
scammed as a
happened.
seller.
Yeah,
I can tell you
it
that
happened. It
for
happened
sure. It
3
ruined
times
me.
It happened 3 times in a row, so I stopped doing eBay. But Facebook Marketplace, like I just tell them up front in the listing, I'm like, it's pickup only. If they come to my house and pick it up, then
Well,
that's
eBay
fine.
they have changed a little bit. Like on my first eBay account, I was a top rated seller with over like 20,000 positive feedback, and I was grossing anywhere between 375 to $500,000 a year. Um, and and just in a matter of like a year or two, it kind of all came crumbling down. That was back in 2012. But since then, the post office has made some dramatic improvements on being able to track packages, and they also offer automatic insurance on items up to $50, and then you can purchase additional insurance that actually will reimburse you now for 100% of the cost of the item. So I mean, it's definitely changed to be a little bit more seller friendly because you can pay for the additional options when you're shipping it, or you can require the buyer to pay for it. But just for example, like when I buy a storage unit, like one unit I bought just last year, it had a box in it. I mean, I only paid $50 for a unit, but it had a box of old basketball cards in it, in which I found a Michael Jordan 1986 Fleer rookie card. And I sold that motherfucker for $4,600.
Jesus.
And
Good for you, man.
yeah, it was a good score, man. And
I used
eBay
to
now
watch. I used
they
to
now
watch
have a
Storage Wars. I
process.
know it's all fake, but
Oh yeah, that's a little bit staged. But eBay with collectibles now, they even have a third party verification process where I don't even ship it directly to the buyer. With high end collectibles, you ship it to the eBay verification center, and then they ship it to the buyer after they verify that it's
yeah.
authentic.
Poshmark does the same thing with like high-end bags and stuff like that. If you sell like a Gucci bag or something like that, you have to send it to their third-party verifier to make sure it's real and before it sends on to the thing. And I've sold some bags like that. I don't have any of that stuff anymore. Most of the stuff I have these days is just clothes. I sold most of my good stuff back whenever I was actually running the store, and it's just and sales have slowed. I was doing pretty well there for a couple of months, but like this last month or so, I've sold one single item. So that's why I have to go pick up later today after the doctor's appointment, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean it's not it's just like it's not it's I don't know. I mean I've considered trying to open a Patreon type thing. I might open one whenever when we get our clip show thing going, because like I think that actually is something. I almost don't feel like, I mean, I feel like if anybody makes any money off this channel, it should be Jeff.
Oh, of course.
And
Well, you can make your own channel and piggyback off of it. I mean, I'm restreaming Jeff right now on my stream because he put the option up there. He knows I do that anyway. And I just uploaded 2 days ago.
I
The show
restream
from
it
2
too.
days ago.
I restream it for backup purposes, but I'm trying to figure out an OBS setup because apparently there is a way to multi-stream with OBS for free because like every other multi-stream option like costs like tons of money. So there's a way to do a plugin that I have not been able to figure out yet that lets you multi-stream from OBS, and you can set up everything, and you can still do like you can even like loop in like StreamYard, so you can still use your StreamYard links and still like and connect it, but I don't know how to do it all yet. I'm trying to figure out for the clip show is I kind of want to do it as an audio podcast and then have like these very customized VTubers that that I can plug the audio into them, have them like speak the thing, and then edit it in with the clips and stuff like that. It'll be like the Soup. You remember the Soup?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, well, look up the Soup. It used to be on the E channel back in like I don't know 10, probably 5-6 years ago. It starred Joel McHale. It was just a show where like they would just do like clips of talk shows and reality shows and stuff like that, and they would just they would introduce the clip and then they show the clip and they make a joke about it and they go on the next thing. And so I want to do that with Panelverse and with just online streamers in general. Stream like clips from Vosh, clips from Destiny, clips from TML, clips from any kind of funny kind of things. What I really need is people that can help me find clips, because that's the thing it takes, because all these streams obviously are so long. And finding like the good clips is really, so anybody who wants to contribute to it, let me know. I will put you into I created a server just for contributor creator side of it, and you can totally contribute and stuff like that. And if it ever does make money, I will fully distribute that money equally amongst all contributors. I'm not trying to profit on anybody else's work. I want to make something that I think will help build the community somewhat, and kind of because I think it'd be kind of useful. It's kind of like a weekly catch up type thing. Like if you miss like a week of Panelverse, you can tune in and just kind of get an overall vibe of what everything's happening, the drama and stuff like that. Just kind of have.
It'd be nice to have a summary of lore, you know.
And it's piling up too. You almost need a daily summary at this point.
Almost, yeah. I don't think there's any way to do a daily one at this point, because it would require.
Well, we're doing one on here almost every day lately.
Would you want to put some live stuff that was music oriented?
Music oriented.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to be more specific.
Music segment.
Well, I have a friend from Canada who's originally from Holland, and he kind of latched on to my videos in early 2023, and he started recording punk rock guitar over the Cajun accordion stuff with me and my dad. And he
sure, yeah. If it's your music, I will totally use it for intros and outros and stuff like that. And we'll feature it. We'll feature it in credits. I mean, we want to produce it as much like our TV show as possible.
Yeah,
to make it. We want to make it seem as it's going to start out pretty low budget. It's going to start out like panel type stuff, but we want to try to grow it into something a little bit more professional as time goes along. The whole idea is going to be called Fedcast. It's going to be we're going to be. The main hosts are going to be dressed up like stereotypical feds, and we're going to be making it like we're feds spying on the Panelverse. It's going to be funny, it's just going to be a funny thing to do. But it's just it's an idea I'm trying to work on. It's just that the struggle right now is coming up with the clips, because
dude, you can clip up a lot of anything you want on my channel. Be More Busker. There's a whole playlist of us busking down in Fells Point. There's stuff that this guy from Holland had produced and mixed, made the music sound really good, and completely something out of it's never been done before. Punk rock with Cajun accordion,
Here, let me put.
Can you post your link?
I'll post the link right now.
I'll put it. I have it. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll get the link.
Yeah, he's the one that plays the Cajun music.
Yeah, that's really cool too. I'm really down
with
Cajun punk rock mixed with accordion, huh?
Yeah, dude, fucking he fucking answered like not my prayers, but just a wish I had like a long time ago. I wish I could get somebody to play punk rock music with this, and like, because I knew it would work out, and he knew it would work out too. So I didn't know the guy, so I can paste it in private chat, right?
All right. Well, so
Yeah,
there's the one I just posted there, that Discord link. That's the invite for the Discord. That for there. If you now when you first get there, like you're not gonna see much because like I have it separated into different categories. 'Cause I have several projects and everything like that. So I'll just like I'll add you to like the Fedcast thing, and then you can post clips that you think would be that you want to nominate. Like the idea is to post each clip into its own thread. Use the thread button and create a thread and post your link, and that way people can kind of like can riff off of that clip and see what kind of jokes we can come up with, and we can try to create scripts from there, and try to like work it into a full episode, and see if we can like figure out how to do this. So, I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of a work in progress type thing, and just seeing how it's even going to work at this point. But I think it's a good idea that could get some traction and could get some attention for everybody, because I mean, even if people like I have like maybe like I think there's a lot of people that are like curious about some like these panel streams and stuff like that, but they're so long, and so it seems like such a big commitment to watch and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it kind of gives like people an entry point into some of this stuff. So I think it might be a good way to help grow some channels and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to
Well, I'm on this
um,
Discord thing, and I don't know what the hell to do with it. I don't know what the hell. Wave to say hi. All right.
yeah. I didn't really like Discord at first, but it's actually pretty cool. I mean,
You have to learn to manage your notifications. That's the
Well,
yeah, you kind of
I
have
can
to.
give you the link to my Be More Busker channel. That's just was I was trying to give it to you in private chat.
yeah.
It's right
yeah,
there.
I got it.
We
I
got
got
it.
it there.
I subbed up to you, bud.
And
Yeah,
I
cool.
can give you the main Discord too. Hang on.
Yeah, I mean, I've never mucked
I'm not,
with
I
it.
don't know if I'm in your Discord. Okay, this is our main one for this channel.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a different Discord. That's your Discord, Chris.
Yeah, I think you're in
Uh,
that one.
this
That's the one we
this
watch
one,
movies in.
It is.
yeah, the Outliers and Exiles Discord is kind of an open Discord. Kind of everybody is welcome to join. This is specifically for people that want to contribute, and the APOA thing is specifically for people that want to contribute to the shows and stuff like that. So
Oh,
it's a very specific Discord for those people, and the people that I'm inviting. It's a very private kind of, except not because like I just don't want a bunch of people just in there just like trolling and stuff like that.
yeah.
I'm just trying to keep it down to people that actually want to contribute to the show type thing. It's just it's an idea, and like I said, like I'm trying to do it in a different way. Like, so I'm trying to like really, because like they really integrated threads really well now. So now if you click on write a message, there's like that little thread icon next to it, so you can create threads really easily. And so for every kind of clip or whatever, you can create a thread, and that way everybody can kind of like riff on the thread
Yeah.
and
Well, let me ask you.
try
Do
to
you mind
like
if I join? I mean, I want to contribute.
yeah.
All right.
I just put the link up there. It's for anybody that's on the stream right now, man.
Copy that.
Just jump into it, and if it does pick up traction, if we do get what do you call it, if we get monetized or anything at any point, and like we start making any money off of it, like then it will be 100% like I have no problem with sharing like that those profits
You'll see
from
me
with anybody,
$2.
I think
yeah,
we're a
well,
long way off from having to divvy up money, but
well, I mean, if I had the money right now, if I had the money to pay people for doing that work, I would pay them right now. I just don't have the money. I have $0. So if I had money to pay people to do this work, I would absolutely want to. I just don't have any money right now. So like if as
It's
time goes along,
grassroots or nothing.
yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm
great.
trying to get through this whole streaming thing without spending any money whatsoever toward it. And so far, I think for what I do and have done so far, it's worked out pretty good. Just playing some video games and chit chatting with some people, making friends, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I would like to do like maybe some clip shows or even like some meme sort of slideshows with some music or something like that. Something entertaining, something funny. Maybe mix up the categories between entertaining and informative or something like that. I mean,
well, the other big show that I'm working on right now is going to be called right now the temporary title that I put up for it, and I'm sure some people aren't going to like it, but my current title for it is Panel Survivor. It's going to be a game show where we're going to have like the maximum number of like we're going to have as many people go on there, and it's going to be kind of like where we do like little games and stuff where each individual person can like ring in with like answers and earn, instead of they earning points, they earn votes. And at the end of each round, they can try to vote out different people, and like that way, it's just like it whittles itself down to like one person. The survivor of it all wins the wins the clout for the week, kind of thing. Um, I'm still working on the rules for it. It's not 100% set in stone. So like if you're interested in that, I can add you to those channels as well. It's just a matter of trying to figure out like how it's going to work right now. It's just like, it's kind of like there's a lot of different but I really like the idea of like earning votes instead of points, so like you can use, and I want to make it where like you can use votes not just to vote for people to be voted off, but also to
right.
protect
Well,
yourself.
it's encouraging community engagement.
I got voted off of Flow State's channel one night when I was.
Wasn't that a couple days ago? I think I was watching that.
Somebody paid to have you removed.
And like digging into Jack Talcott, just kind of being a dick.
Oh, yeah, you and Talcott don't like each other.
Apparently, like he's just I don't like the way he tries to like. I don't like him. I mean, whatever.
I haven't really made my mind up about.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun, Canuck.
Yeah, he's saying that it's like what it's going to incentivize. It's just a game show. It's a game show for fun. There's no money involved. It's just for fun. It's just to encourage community engagement it's not like hard. It's not going to be like, if anybody goes into it like being taking it too seriously, that's up to them.
We can't have an MC nemesis come up here and be like, it's my life, etc. This whole thing, like, you don't know what people are going through in their life.
It's not.
You want to try to be a little bit sensitive to that. So maybe just put like a disclaimer: this is for fun, this is entertainment, this is our community, and so forth, or something lighthearted around those lines.
And I'm not sure so far if it's going to be. I'm not so sure if it's going to be like pre-recorded, if it's going to be live. I'm not sure about that yet. There's like two different versions like we could do with that. We might try both and see like what happens to we'll see like how it works, because there's a lot of things that we can do on Discord that we can't do on like StreamYard. The StreamYard there's like plugins I can use on Discord that will like actually like like randomize like who randomize a wheel of like which name gets to like go next, stuff like that I can't do on StreamYard. So like there's advantages to doing it on Discord and then pre-recording it and then streaming it, and there's also advantages to doing it live. I think it'll be more exciting live, but I'm trying to figure out a way to to limit to about 3 to 4 hours. I don't want it to be like one of these 8-hour type stream things. I want it to be like a game show that people could watch in a fairly digestible amount of time. I'm trying to really think about it from a like, if I was a TV producer, how would I do this? Kind of thing.
What's a garden battle, Moose?
Yeah, what's a garden battle?
Do you have to have a garden?
You gotta have tomatoes and lettuce and cabbage and throw it at people.
I don't have any of that.
Garden battles, healthy competition in the garden. You mean like everybody document their in-home growing gardens and then compare them to each other to see who's got the best garden?
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I can put a avocado on the windowsill. Some toothpicks.
If two of you wouldn't mind, look at the at that APOA Discord I just used to join, and see what categories you see, so I can tell how this is working, because I can't see it from your side, so I have no idea
if general and AI generated APA or APOA art.
All you see.
Yeah. Okay. And then I see general, the voice channel, and then I see Fedcast.
Okay, you see Fedcast. That's the main thing. So I want as long as you can see Fedcast and Let me see here if I need to add, because there's 2 fixer accounts. So
Oh yeah, because I have an account that I tie in with my Brave browser, and then I have the actual standalone application.
Oh, are you Fixer?
Yes.
Fixing
I can change. Yeah. Well, that's my old name. It's what my friends call me in real life, actually, because I'm the fixer.
Where's Fixer?
I changed it in Discord for like the server profile. You can to change it to Chopper Jeff. But
okay, well you should
hey,
be
Riddle, how you doing?
you should be fully capable of getting into both. I'm about to add you guys both to Panel Survivor as well. But you should be fully able to get into the Fedcast thing, and like that's where you just like I said, if you have clips that you think that you would like to nominate.
Oh, it just changed. There's like tons of categories there under Fedcast now.
Yeah. And so like you guys should be able to go on there and just like add to, like, I mean, there's not much on there. I just created this the other day, so this is new. I added some bots to it that were like that would be helpful for like story. Like there's a category for lore for it, because we're going to kind of try to like integrate some lore into it, into the thing, just for fun. Just like to like, but like I said, like the only thing I want to encourage is that we use threads so that it's easy to navigate, because like long chat threads that just like just go on and on make it hard to go back and look and find like the clips. So if everything has a thread to it, we'll be able to like go and look at like that thread and that clip, and then we can see what everybody said about that, and we can kind of vote. And I mean, it's going to be kind of democratic. I mean, I do believe in liberal democracy, so it is going to be kind of a community effort, and it's kind of an experiment for community in general. It's an experiment for community in general. I want to see if we can do this as a community, if we can create something, special for the community, and try to create something that's good. I'm about to have to go. Unfortunately, I have to go to do this doctor's appointment. But you guys, I want you guys to keep going, keep having fun. I am
we can wrap up for today.
Yeah. But feel free if you have any ideas or anything, or any ideas at all that you wanna tell me about and Frank, I will invite you to it too if you're into the idea about the about Panel Survivor.
Yeah.
I'll invite you on that too, because like anybody, but just keep in mind though, like anybody that wants to join Panel Survivor is going to have to be on camera. So it's going to be necessary that you're on camera the whole time. So anybody that doesn't want to be on camera is going to be automatically. It's just necessary.
Got nothing for you.
Yeah, it's just like
like an anti-troll measure.
Yeah, anti-troll measure, and we want to be able to see your hands. We don't want people to like if there's trivia questions or something like that. I don't want people to be like
he's googling.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like a thing like that. I want it to be things that I'm going to try to keep the questions and like the games from being too panel specific. I want them to be kind of like general knowledge type stuff that you should know if you're into pop culture or something like that. But like we'll have categories, we'll have all sorts of things like that. But if you guys have ideas for games and like little games, think about like the show At Midnight. Have you ever seen that show At Midnight, or any kind of British panel show? That's the kind of thing that I'm kind of like I'm kind of working off the template of. There will be if someone is wrong, but they're really funny though. I haven't figured that part out, but I'm considering making it where like I will give like maybe half votes or half points to people that just answer with funny answers, even if they're not right. I mean, I want it to be more for fun. I don't want it to be a serious thing. I want it to be a fun thing that people can do. I really like the idea of what they did with what Speakeasy is doing with verbal combat. I like that, but I don't. I want it to be something that doesn't require everyone to pay to do anything. I want it to be more of like I want it to be feel more inclusive like that. So, I guess it's the and later on, if it starts going well, maybe we will add some like monetization type things. But at the front, I want to be as free as possible, because I really want to build a community around it. So. Anyway, guys, it's great talking to you guys. I'm going to go and get my checkup or my follow-up thing so I can get my medication for the month. And
good luck.
I will be there on Discord, within a couple hours. So I will see you guys later. Good night.
Adios.
Take care.
I still haven't caught a verbal combat stream? That's on Dave's channel,
On
right?
Friday nights
On Friday nights. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
usually
like
work Fridays.
I think it's 8:30 my time, about 11:30 Eastern time.
Oof,
What
I'll be at
channel
work.
is that on?
Speakeasy.
I never heard of
Oh, so
that.
Dave must be restreaming it.
Escape with Speakeasy.
Do you have a link to that channel? I'm not sure if I'm subbed or not.
I'm subbed to Dave. I see it on Dave's channel, but I guess he's just restreaming it.
Oh yeah, this is the master channel.
Producer moves. No one jerking off while on panel.
Who does that?
Uh,
Didn't they catch that guy during COVID?
it was a news anchor doing it on Zoom.
Somebody famous.
Yeah, I can't remember his name though. Escape
shit.
with Speak Easy. Wow, he's got 3,000 subscribers.
And if you win the combat for the week, he promotes your channel all week on his channel.
And that's just getting into verbal arguments with people about whatever the
topic
topic
it's
is they throw out.
sports. It's just fighting and insulting and roasting everybody. And whoever the audience votes did it the best wins.
Hell yeah. That's like remember when I don't know if they still do it, but remember MC battles? Or rap battles?
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, I remember the rap battles, like in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
90s junk.
Yeah, these are kind of like rap battles with way less talent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Frank, I'm glad you got your boobs. I'm glad we could provide that here. So, well, is there anything I want to wrap up with, Busker? You have anything you want us to know or talk about?
I don't know, man. Like, I just joined because you guys were talking, and what's his name was he wants to do a thing in the future or something, right?
Who? Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, you got to catch him because he'll talk about doing it. You have to catch him and make him do it. Like, get him active in it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I'm not too interested, really. I mean, like, just like he sounded excited, so I thought, well, why not? Well, I'll jump on if he wants some people to throw some stuff in there.
Oh, well, good.
I got some lives, like he cut some stuff from lives that I've done with this guy from Quebec. But he's originally from Holland, and he's really funny. He speaks English really good, but you can tell his Holland accent. And
I look forward to trying to contribute. I've been trying to explore my more creative side in my my midlife crisis years as I'm getting to be 42 here. So
you having a midlife crisis?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, dude. I'm 44 with MS. I've got midlife crisis times 1 billion.
Hey, it's Dave. Oh, he's in my chat. Hey, thanks, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming by. I thought you were in the more verbal combat, but I just got educated. I do want to check that out. That sounds kind of fun. I can't participate. I have to watch a few episodes first.
Oh, it's really easy to jump in. It's pretty much like any of these other panels. Just a little more.
You know, you gotta sit back and see what's going on first. That's how I try to do things.
Yeah, do your thing, whatever works best.
I'd have to have a few.
You want to maximize your chance of winning.
Hell yeah.
No.
But yeah, thanks for having me up here, Jeff. I guess you're wrapping up here.
Yeah, I guess we can. You have anything I want to say at the last minute?
I can't think of anything at the moment, but
and we'll be back tomorrow, same time.
Hell yeah, I might stop through. So, pleasure as always, man. You guys all have a great day.
You too, man. We'll see you around. All right, thank you. Like I was thinking, Dave. Okay, that's it for today, I guess. We'll see y'all either on the Discord or here tomorrow at the same time. So have a good rest of y'all's day. Okay. Frank, I wear this shirt all the time. I got it at the mall over the holidays. It's not a grandma curtain shirt. It was in the men's section. So I don't know why you're always like nipping at me about my fashion. Peace and blessings, Moose. Good to see you. No, it's not. So anyway, I'll be here tomorrow with some other shirt on, and we'll see what Frank has to say about it. The buttons are on the same side as any other shirt that I have. You're just trolling right now. Okay, y'all take care. Let me find my songs.